Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. We'll get into today's subject matter in just a moment, which happens to be how Snow White is a piece of garbage, and we'll explain why it's a piece of garbage in just a moment. They should have just left it alone. It's the actual film that made Disney, but nevertheless, in today's society, Disney just does what Disney does best now and wokeify the living hell out of it, making it so damn rubbish. And Rachel Zegler didn't actually help the case at all with her comments, but nevertheless, we'll get into that in just a moment. But a bit of a fun fact for all of you, this show actually began in 2018 with me reviewing and critiquing movies because I wanted to be a filmmaker for as long as I can remember. It's known as DJ Direct J in high school, and I would make all these short films, and you wouldn't like to go to the movies with me at all because I would critique the living hell out of each movie. And if you've read the book Story by Robert McKee, you'd know that story is everything. Plot, character development, everything. Story is fundamental to when it comes to movies. And believe it or not, this was kind of like mid 2000s. And when I was watching movies back then that I thought were crap, they are miles ahead today in terms of how good the mid 2000 movies are that I thought were crap to today's movies. If you compare them, man, the 2000 movies are leaps and bounds beyond way better than many of the movies that are coming out today. Because one thing that they didn't do back in the early 2000s and mid 2000s was wokeify the living crap out of the movies. They actually paid attention to the story. Even if the movie wasn't exactly that good, the story still, affected you. And, if you don't do good character development, which they seemingly these days don't really give a toss, and it's all about DEI hires. I mean, if we're going to mention Snow White, which is the subject matter for this video, then honestly, Rachel Zegler, you're saying that she is the fairest of them all, right? Compare that to Gal Gadot. I think Gal Gadot is leaps and bounds ahead of Rachel Zegler if you're going the looks department, but hey, it is what it is. By the way, another fun fact for you, Rachel Zegler actually shared the trailer on her social media and goes Free Palestine, and her co-star happens to be Israeli. That's funny. Why would you need to or feel the need to do anything political for a Snow White movie? And while you're sharing it's beyond me these days. But anyway, so Piers Morgan had a panel of guests, Nerdrotic, Critical Drinker, who I actually love, Esther Krakow, who's also great as well, and the insufferable, sometimes never funny, James Barr, who again, I think is just there to annoy the living hell out of everybody that watches the Piers Morgan show when Piers decides to ever have James Barr on. I have never agreed with anything that James Barr has said because he's always on the side of just stupidity. Let's just go with that, right? So anyway, they're talking about Snow White and how Disney decided to really destroy the Snow White movie. They touched something they should never have touched. Whenever they decided to do a remake or a live action version, the Lion King remake and live action wasn't too bad. It still doesn't beat the cartoon if you ask me, but nevertheless, live action it is. Sometimes technology can be a good thing, but in the hands of woke monkeys, it's usually a bad thing. So what we're seeing with Snow White is a lot of the controversy surrounding Snow White to begin with was Rachel Zegler's comments and how they're really changing the entire story to make it for modern audiences, people, modern audiences. So literally the princess is, all about herself. She doesn't want to get saved. If she does get saved, she'll be sent to prison. Or no, the guy will be sent to prison if he, in fact, tries to save her or leans in for a kiss. No, it's the R word. We can't. What the hell? But that's what Rachel Zegler was referring to, which the internet blew up about. A lot of people had their thoughts, including Critical Drinker, Nerdrotic, Esther Krakow as well. And I think Piers Morgan is actually right in this case. He mentions the fact that you shouldn't wokeify this story at all. It's the story that made Disney. But nevertheless, have a watch of this clip of Nerdrotic talking about how Rachel Zegler wouldn't know what to do with the broom other than fly on it. I think she doesn't even know how to pick up a broom, but I think she's allergic to them. But hey, nevertheless, that's my thought on the matter. So have a watch of the clip.
If you want to remake the movie, just remake the movie in live action, note for note. It would probably be much better. But it's so obvious now because of the blight of intersectionality that's spread throughout our entire society that we can't have a woman holding a broom. Not that Rachel Zegler would know what to do with a broom other than fly on it, but I mean, that's what it is, and it's predictable, and it's what Drinker just said. It's nobody's outraged. It's mockery.
And we all know the moment. We all know. I haven't seen it yet, but I would lay even money. The moment Prince Charming moves in for the kiss while she's asleep, he gets arrested.
Yeah, exactly. Immediately.
I mean, he
hasn't given consent.
Arrested and taken off to Harvey Weinstein's prison.
The original story is problematic. Why is everyone ignoring that? Why should a woman walk into seven blokes' house, right? 7 dwarfs' house, and clean it for them? It's their house. I don't care how long they've been working. Do the cleaning yourself.
They're letting her stay there.
They've been down a mine all day. Why isn't she down the mine?
Well, they shouldn't be, because mines
but hold on. What
anymore.
about gratitude and being a decent person? They're letting her stay there for free.
And by the way, how dare you stigmatize cleaning as a job?
I'm just saying that I think it's weird that you're all saying...
A lot of cleaners watching this show thinking, wow, really? You're saying that it's beneath a woman to clean?
No, I'm saying that everyone should clean, especially the person that owns the house.
You can't have a woman these days holding a broom because it's considered like not modern enough. We wouldn't have a woman holding a broom these days for some reason. Like cleaning is beyond women nowadays. You have female cleaners and you have male cleaners. It's an actual profession, believe it or not. We need cleaning to be done. But no, these days the modern feminist will go, cleaning is for suckers. Cleaning is slave labor. We shouldn't do that. Yeah, tell that to all the millionaires that are actually making great money doing cleaning, believe it or not. So thanks, feminists, for your stupidity. Oh, dear idea. But another thing in regards to the Snow White franchise I didn't mention before is that the dwarves, the initial photo that came out was literally the epitome of DEI nonsense and woke nonsense. Like you had all these characters that were supposed to resemble the dwarves. If you saw the photo of that, it was just like, what the hell was going on with that? Then the internet blew up and they had to do reshoots and fix things up, and they made it worse. Like, let's not actually hire dwarf actors, which again, those roles don't come very often. They're few and far between. And let's not actually hire real dwarf actors. No, let's live action on the screen, them with a real human, and let's make it so clunky and awkward and weird and silly and all that. Like, the internet obviously saw right through it and we're going, hell no. Now, also, I'm surprised that Gal Gadot actually agreed to do this, because I think this whole thing is beneath her, but nevertheless, she decided to do it. Maybe she was paid an absolute mozza to do it. I don't know. But Nerdrotic made a good point. He's saying that why not just do it live action, like what they did with The Lion King? Don't have any real humans in it. Do it tack for tack live action. Probably wouldn't be that bad, but I think it would be pretty bad because of the storyline. They would change it. They already are changing it because they had Rachel Zegler tell the dwarves, put that in quotation marks, tell the dwarves to clean their own damn house. And then James Barr, says the insufferable things that James Barr often says. A woman shouldn't be using a broom and cleaning her house. It's not her house. But she did it in the original movie to show her appreciation and show her gratitude for the dwarves that helped her out and saved her. And like, she's staying there for free, man. Honestly, it's like the least you can do. Like, come on. But that goes well beyond James Barr's brain capacity. Believe you me, I don't even know half the stuff that goes on in James Barr. Maybe in James Barr's brain, but maybe he's just doing this. I don't know, but really, it's just stupid. It's a brilliant line when Piers actually says, the moment Prince Charming leans in for a kiss, he gets arrested. More than likely. Yeah. And James goes, consent. You got to have consent. She's asleep, man. The only way to save her is to kiss her. How are you going to get consent from someone who is in a coma, for goodness sake? Just think about that for a second, James. Oh, boy. I don't even think he did think about it before it came out of his mouth, but the whole consent matter. Oh, we need to be teaching young kids that, hey, if a woman is in a coma and the only way to save her is through a kiss, it's a fantasy movie, right? The only way to save her is to give her a kiss, but you can only do that if you get consent from her. She's going to be dead, man. Oh, my goodness. And James going, the story is problematic. The original story is problematic. No, it's not. You're just problematic, James. Your belief system is problematic these days. Let's just go with that, right? So anyway, there's more to the actual interview that I can't show, unfortunately, but nevertheless, go and watch the Piers Morgan conversation with the panel. It's quite hilarious, actually. And every time Nerdtronic and Critical Drink are on there, it's always fun. But enjoy, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the actual interview. And that'll probably be the only time I'll tell you guys to go and watch Piers Morgan Uncensored. But I have actually in the past. But anyway, go and watch it. Be a lot of fun. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. You take care. You be blessed. And I'll see you all in the next video.